morning, everybody. As a tail ender, we in the Caribbean love cricket, right? So I'm the tail ender, the last man in. And leg watch, that's called 0. You don't expect much from me, right? Okay. So I will not be as long as the PS and Mr. Phillips, but I speak on behalf of my member utilities, which includes WASCO. So whatever I'm going to say, WASCO would have said. Okay? Firstly, I heard a lot of nice words from the PS, music to my ears. A lot of what he has been saying, we've been concerned about. One is the policy environment. The operating environment for WASCO, all of us know, it is unfair. My argument has been over the years that we have set up WASCO for failure. And the simple reason is, how can you set up an organization? You do not provide it with the resources. And I want to tell you that all the utilities in the region are owned by governments. So this is nothing strange in St. Lucia. But the point is, if you are setting up a utility, you have to make sure that the utility is viable. Now we have a philosophy worldwide, I would say, that water should be free. It's a social good. People argue that. But how many of these can you buy? You pay $1 something. I'm not sure what the cost is. How many of these can you get out of 1,000 gallons of water that you pay $7.35 for? And we still argue that when the government gives an increase, that the increase is not merited. People argue that. But yet, we buy this. No questions asked. My whole approach to this Water Week is that our lobby, our water lobby, is not strong enough. We have not been lobbying the government to do what is necessary over the years. And I'll give you the simple, I have 4 major points I want to argue on. One is ownership. There is a lot of concern about privatization. In electricity, most of the utilities in the region are privatized, most of them. In St. Lucia, we have a business model. We have not privatized. We have a mixed private-public participation. Why is it that we can't do the same thing for the water sector? That's one issue. The second issue is about the management of the resource. Most of the islands in the region, the resource is managed by the same provider of the service. In St. Lucia, we have made the departure, which I must admit is a very good initiative. We have established the WRMA, the Water Resource Management Agency, to manage the resource. However, every year, we are in suspense because we still have to be concerned about, is rain going to fall? The drought. We have not managed the drought properly. After 2010, the 2010 drought, we had a regional conference on drought management in collaboration with CDB. A number of recommendations were made. The irony of it all is that as soon as the drought was over, we forgot about it. And the same thing is going to happen this year. We were all worried about the drought until a week ago. So we got signs that rain going to fall, drought done, forget it. That's one issue of management. The second issue about management is disaster. We talk a lot around disaster management. But what is it we put in place to manage disaster problems? Very good. We have initiative to deal with the desilting. But you know how long that desilting needed to be done? 1/3 of our dump cannot be used. 1/3. Are we concerned about it? We're speaking to ourselves. Are we concerned? Where are the policy makers? So, my argument again is that our lobby is not strong enough. We need to have a stronger lobby about dealing with issues related to water. If we're going to collaborate, I think we have to collaborate around that, the lobby, to get something done about water. The other point is about the role of the service provider. WASCO is the service provider. We are supposed to provide the water services to persons in the country, citizens, resources. We talk about the price of water, we talk about the investment in water, all nice and dandy. But there are critical comparative policy issues that we have to deal with. I give you a simple one. And if you're, I'm sure you would have heard me talk about it before. A simple policy issue, the fuel surcharge. When the price of oil goes up on the international market, Lucia pays that increase. And Lucia has the fuel surcharge to pass on the cost to the consumer. WASCO is a consumer of electricity. WASCO has to pay the increased cost to Lucia. But WASCO cannot pass on the cost to the consumer. It must absorb that cost. So in a business environment, is that fair? That is the question. Is it fair public policy to treat one utility in one way and another utility in a particular way and expect it to be viable? That's my first question. The second issue about the role of the service provider is about viability. The Water Supply Act, the Electricity Supply Act, sorry, allows Lucia to make a profit, to generate a profit every year, whether it is efficient or inefficient. And I'm not questioning whether it is efficient. All I'm saying is that whether or not it is efficient, it is allowed under the Act to generate a profit. Not so for WASCO. Not so for WASCO. So again, I go back to the issue of comparative public policy. Is it fair? I leave those questions with you. And the last area I want to deal with is the issue of regulation. How do we regulate the services of the provider? And I am very pleased that we have established the National Water and Sewerage Commission. And the fact that we now can go to an independent body to request rate increases. In most of the islands, the government owns the utility, manages the utility, and makes decisions about tariff. And you know what happens? Between 10 years and 20 years before they can actually grant a tariff increase. Again, I ask you, in the business world, is that realistic? Thank you very much.